Good morning, you guys. I am just going to throw cards with this very interesting deck I got a few years ago. It's called The United States of Tarot by Elena Lee McCune. And this is a really interesting deck. The only thing that makes it a little awkward to use it sometimes is because it does use specific people for core cards. And that can be a little hard to kind of discern at times, like is she meaning this person, whatever. But it's a really interesting deck, and I was just reading through the pamphlet that came with it, and it's really beautiful deck. It's well made, it's thick, and it's not smooth. It's the back is the White House. And so there's like various people in history, American history, that are used in this deck. Elon Musk is in this deck. We have Harriet Tubman. We have, all kinds of people. So I haven't used it because of the fact that it does depict specific people, and it can be confusing. But I thought I would go ahead and try and see what I get with it. So what I'm wanting to see is if Trump is going to be removed from power. I can only say that if he does happen to get inaugurated, he's not going to be in power very long. I do see some kind of disruption, some kind of denial of his presidency, and it's going to upset him. And I think he's going to have some kind of a health problem. I see some kind of life-ending possibility around him. And it would be very sudden. To be honest. Keep getting that. So let me just see how things are going to go. Just let the cards speak. Let this deck speak. And show us about if Trump will be removed from power. Let's just look at that. Will Donald Trump be removed from power? Will he not be able to fulfill the presidency? Okay. What is this thing that I constantly see with him? Can I please have clarity? Because I see some kind of tower moment. He's got a tower moment coming. And it's significant. I think he could pass. I do. I think it's weird. All right, let's see what we get. And like I said, please ignore the wound back if it happens to pick up on the mic, all that stuff. And my morning face. Well, we do get judgment. We do get judgment. There's a higher force that's going to hold him to account. And it's not just human. It's like the universe is saying, and now you're going to be held to account. And we get the Wheel of Fortune. There's going to be a change in how things have gone for him. This says America first. And it shows, that's Kellyanne, and I can't think of that other clown's name. Alternate facts. Anyways, these alternate facts are going to get them all in trouble. These shenanigans catch up with them. Literally, we get the sense of karma, and we get judgment. You're held to account by a bigger than yourself. You can't weasel out of that. We also get the star, which is the Statue of Liberty. There's hope for America. But we also get the Four Cups, which is a disconnect. And this is the golden calf. Things are going to change for these people. They're not going to like it either. That's the golden calf. And those that worship it. There's hope against these people, but they're not gonna be happy. But the rest of America's gonna have hope. Okay, let's see what we get. Here we have Nancy Reagan as the Queen of Pentacles. Just say no. I'm feeling like this is the domestic woman energy. America, maybe. Let me just see what card comes with it. And I get the Nine of Wands. This is a woman and women of strength that have been through, we got John McCain on here, and it shows, you know, the imagery that speaks to him having been held captive as a military person, Marine, but we have his spirit of resilience. Despite all that hell that he went through, and all the hell we're going through and going to go through, America will be resilient, and especially women. Women, our energy. I don't think he is going to be able to fulfill what he would like to do. We get the Three of Swords. This is all the heartbreak. We will go through tough times. And this is the theft. With the Seven of Swords. Oh, and that's Russia in the background. Oh, that's weird. Now, on the Seven of Swords, let me show you this card. It is a combination of the White House and then with a Russian, the building, the architecture on the top. Look at that. And this dude, we'll find out who he is. So let me just look, because her deck has some real specific historical meanings, and even though that it might not be about the people that aren't necessarily depicted, you can understand, like John McCain with the Nine of Wands, why he would be a good choice for that because of his resilience, what he went through, so on. So now let's see about the Seven of Wands. I'm not quite sure who that's supposed to be, but I'm sure once I read the... This is also the heartbreak and the betrayal with the Russian connection. Let's go to the Seven of Wands here and see what it says. It's also kind of an unboxing of this deck. Seven of Swords, all right? So this card, let me hold it up for you while I read for you. Okay. This card is an alert to be aware of deception, lies, and other unethical conduct. And it is a warning to be discerning of people and situations around you. Now, the person depicted is actually Michael Cohen. I don't think that looks like Michael Cohen, but okay. It's actually Michael Cohen, And he was the personal lawyer for Trump from 2006 until 2018 when he pled guilty to criminal activity. After all those years of performing unethical, illegal acts for Trump, he eventually gave evidence against President Trump. Michael Cohen is shown sneaking near the Capitol clutching swords as he nervously looks behind him. Well, this is the deception that breaks hearts, that causes suffering, and doesn't care about the well-being of other people, period. So the Seven of Swords with that shows, I think, that they will uncover more traitor evidence, because the Three of Swords is betrayal as well as heartbreaking cruelty. But this is cruel. It's showing a cruel theft that causes a lot of misery and suffering. And not for nothing, to me, this is a nod from this deck that Russia's complicit in misinformation. We know this, though, but it's going to come out, I think, in a much more, I don't know, just pointed fashion. There's just going to be so much filth, sewage, in my opinion. And when I say that, I mean the corruption that has gone on to steal this election. Okay, we get the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. So I think there may be, these make me feel like the ballots being counted and activity, more than one kind of activity going on that will put things into a smoother flow eventually. It's leading people to calmer waters, but there's some choppy waters really initially first, really choppy, big stuff coming, and then once we get over that, dealing with the betrayal, the cheating, the theft, we will bounce back. There is resilience here. We're not done. We're going to move forward, and we will take whatever issues we need to resolve along with us, but we're not going to be, our boat's not going to be rocking so crazily that we can barely move. So to me, they're going to keep him from entering power, being able to exercise authority. And there's a lot going on, so much going on. Scratch the surface, seriously. But it's going to be a bit bumpy. Put on your seatbelts. And then the ride will eventually get smoother. And we're being shown that with the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. The Six of Cups shows the past. It's kind of nostalgia. And the Empress. Well, that's Melania. She's a caged bird in her gilded cage. Look, there's her handcuff. So this past, and in this deck, she's created more than one court card. In some cases, like justice, there's two of them representing different types of justice. And I'm wondering maybe if she didn't do that with the Empress as well. But this is showing Melania as the Empress, and I'll read that. But it's in the past. It is given as past. She's not going to be First Lady. She's got a handcuff on. She's stuck to that. So anyway, let me just see. Now here we have the proper justice. The improper justice we have Kavanaugh representing, but proper justice we get Ginsburg. So Ginsburg, proper justice, is coming to deal with the Seven of Cups, misinformation, confusion, and I think people that he's used as mouthpieces, various people, to spread misinformation, to hack, this sort of stuff. And the Empress from the past could also be money from the past. But let's just, I want to read why she put Melania on there. She puts little interesting blurbs there, like I've read to you before. So let me just get to that. The Empress. Okay, so I'm going to hold up the card so you can see. We have the bobcat over here, and we've got, like I said, the cage bird. I'm just trying to see if I notice anything else. The handcuffs, all her jewels. All right. The woman is the archetype of the Earth Mother. The positive Empress is a nurturing, compassionate mother, maybe even to a fault. It is a mother figure, nurturing. Negative, however, indicates a woman who is unhappy with her role in life and is over-controlling and sometimes materialistic and shallow. The First Lady, Melania Trump, is the model for this card. She is shown in a beautiful golden room, looking glamorous, with a wild lynx beside her. Oh, I thought it was a bobcat. However, take notice of the bird nearby in the gilded cage, the teardrop on her cheek. Okay, I see it to the right. And the jeweled handcuffs. And this shows up as the past. It becomes nostalgia. So, they are not going to have the lifestyle. They are not going to have a repeat, much to their chagrin. That is the past with the Six of Cups. We get strength, and nevertheless, she persisted. They are going to fight back. They're going to resist this. But we're going to have people that are just, if not tougher, persisting to hold them to account. And we get the Princess of Cups with strength. Some new emotion, I think new confidence coming around. And when people realize perhaps that this is not going to pan out the way that they thought. They weren't going to just come back in and be the greedy pair, we get the Princess of Pentacles, and we get the Ace of Cups, and we're shown Ivanka. Picture of Dad. Money. And there's a release of feelings and emotion, perhaps with your family's powers in the past. There could also be some financial issues that pull her in that she's going to be very vocal about, perhaps with that Princess of Pentacles. Usually for her, I get the Queen of Cups because she is a Scorpio. But this lady, Elena, who made this wonderful deck, puts her as the Princess of Pentacles, which also works. It's a younger person, according to her, can be very materially obsessed, having a bit of a tantrum. Ace of Pentacles, money, and the beginning, the start of, investment of, something, and Chariot. Trying to raise money. I think she's going to try to raise more money. Maybe Ivanka will lead something or head something. Maybe even overseas with that Chariot. Could be travel. And it feels like it is financially based with that Ace of Pentacles. But it's like a beginning amount. It's not big, per se. It would be the start of, perhaps, some kind of financial transaction. Okay, let's just keep that in mind. So we've got something about business money with, I think, possibly his daughter, Ivanka. And it could be business travel. Paying for travel. Is this like Secret Service stuff? That kind of thing where they have to go with her? And some issue there with movement. We've got two cars. Well, not two cars. We got a horse in the Chariot card. And two horses, of course. And the wagon, the chuck wagon. The Pioneer. And then we have in the Ace, is this right? Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. Then we have this Ford. And I believe that's Henry Ford there. For funsies, let's just read what she has written about the Ace of Pentacles, because it's also a good way to get to know this deck. And so we'll make this kind of a combo thing. All right, Ace of Pentacles. I just want to see what her story is behind for this, because that was the start. Ford started. Let's see what she's going to say about him, though. This is really an interesting deck. Definitely for someone that is more of a collector, perhaps. Okay. Here we go to the Pentacles. Way that she's put this in here is a little they're not all together, which makes you kind of have to bounce around. Okay, so this Ace, let me show up the picture again, because we had the Chariot with the Pioneers, basically, going west. Looks like they're out in the southwest. Could be Utah, though, even. Anyway, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles, where it looks like, I don't know, it's an older, who is this? We'll find out. All right, the Ace of Pentacles is the beginning that is practical in nature, business venues, new job offers, potential investments. hard work and savviness, you can reap benefits. Yes, it is Henry Ford, outside his luxury home, with the earliest affordable American car, the Model T Ford. So that's who's on there. It is the beginning. Some kind of business. Trying to start a business. There's going to be investigation, I think, into it. We get the Hermit. And yes, they're using Bernie Sanders in there for the Hermit. And the World. There is going to be completion. So this means, I think, an investigation will be completed that has been on the quiet side, more for being able to look without giving away what you're doing, but deep. It is not a superficial investigation. It goes deep to the core with the Hermit. Because the Hermit is exploring all those hidden places. And then we get the card of completion. I also think with the World, it has to deal with other nations that are involved. Putin, probably North Korea, that kind of crap. I'm getting that vibe. The Two of Cups and the King of Wands. Well, this would be some sort of an association. This could be Musk, even though we've got Bill Clinton on here. This King of Wands, I think, is a collaborator, either, I don't know, maybe for justice, or it could be with Trump. I'm not sure, but we're being shown some kind of a collaborator or a partnership. And there's a highlighted King of Wands. Is that possibly Tim Waltz? I think I have him down as a wand energy. I'm not sure. All right, let's just see what then the High Priestess, forward into the light, votes for women. So here we have the High Priestess. There is something that is going to come to light, something that has been veiled, and it will bring things to balance in time. And we are to remain calm. When you get Temperance, remain calm and let things, do your part, but allow things to also play out. I'll read you what she says about Temperance here. So there is something hidden that's going to come to light that is going to make things, I don't know, work out. I tend to think this could be someone that was probably going to be very helpful in the, perhaps, investigation end. And I feel like women are going to be very pivotal once again. There is that nod to that. Okay, so let's read what the Temperance card says. Because there was something that when you see this card, you are called upon to stay calm and remain balanced, especially when life is stressful. The positive aspect shows that you usually do exhibit this state of being. The negative meaning would be that your equilibrium has been imbalanced and you must seek stabilization. This lovely and serene First Nation woman calmly pours water from one jug to another while standing in a brilliant lake as a sacred white buffalo stands behind her. The scene embodies the Native American concept of Great Spirit. The Great Spirit is going to be at work and bringing some things to light, some things to unfold through women. And I'll read you what it says about the High Priestess, too. I like her little blurbs about her deck, because her deck is has certain meanings. So, for the High Priestess, that followed with the Temperance, okay, intuitive, insightful woman, an air of mystery, sometimes behaves unconventionally. High Priestess could represent you or someone that meets this description, blah, blah, blah. Her message is to follow your intuition and hunches and embrace your feminine power. Again, we're getting that feminine power. The negative would be that the woman would be afraid to accept her potential and tends to hold herself back. But in this depiction, we have the High Priestess being represented by Inez, that's my grandmother's middle name, Mulholland Boycevian, a bold, beautiful suffragette in the 1900s. Standing with her horse, she is preparing to ride forward in her quest to fight for herself and others. Her motto is forward into the light. I also still feel that things will come to light. There is a lot of feminine power that is going to be bringing truth in a variety of ways. And we have spirit working through intuition and through receptive people to bring what is hidden to the light, to bring balance, because there's been so much excess. But it will take time. But we do have like an angel, a spiritual energy of the Holy Spirit, no less, the Comforter. And we get the Eight of Pentacles. That is Tesla and the brilliance and his intelligence, ability, skill. We also get the Fool. That makes me feel like this is Elon. Walking straight off the cliff there, not even paying attention to his dog. I feel like this is Elon. I feel like he's trying to direct, or he's going to direct supporters to do stupid things, or be naive with them in some way. What happens then? We get the Hierophant, and we get the Prince of Swords. That depicts, oh gosh, Kushner. But with the the Prince of Swords, he's trying to lead. I don't know what that was. He's trying to lead and be some kind of inspirational speaker, but I feel that he's, well, I feel like this is negative. I feel like he's stirring things up. And I get the Seven of Wands. We have Pelosi as a resilient power that bats back down challenges, steps up to them and puts, deals with them, fights, puts it back in place, overcomes it. And we get the Ten of Pentacles. So he's going to have a problem when he tries to buy everything. He's not going to be able to buy everything. His money is going to get him in trouble. There is a lot of money here. And I do feel like it's Elon. And he's going to put up a fuss and a fight. And I think it's going to be on like Donkey Kong, as they say. Then we get the Three of Pentacles. This is actually John Murr, the photographer. But we have collaboration and money in this card. Once again. And activity heating up with the Eight of Wands. It also makes me think of Starlink and Elon and his activities with communication, with electronic devices, maybe hacking. Voting machines, fiddling around with finances, moving things around. Doing all kinds of things. Not just one thing, but maybe three specific points, I feel like, that are significant in which he uses his money and his knowledge. That's uncanny with this. I can't help but think of the Starlink kind of stuff and the voting machines and things. Oh my God, here he is on the Three of Wands. Now, here he thinks he's got it in the bag. He thinks he's untouchable. He really does. So, speak of the devil and he shows up. And here we have the Prince of Wands. And this, oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Let me just grab it real quick. Okay, that's Prince. Here we go. Represents a young man or a dynamic, creative, could be a leader that could bring positive changes. Sorry. But the dark side of this prince, and I think we're being shown the dark side because we've got Elon here, is that he's a Paul Ryan. And this is a conservative Republican, served as Senator of Wisconsin, Speaker of the House from 2015 till 2019, and was supportive of Trump's policies. This card shows him looking guardedly to the side. His cross lies carelessly on the ground. With silver pieces spilling from a small bag right there. So these two actually go together. To me, this is just more about him betraying the United States with his skills and other people, unscrupulous, impulsive, manipulative. And his cross lies carelessly on the ground with silver pieces. About money. It's Elon, it's the people in Trump's outfit that call the shots, that are key figures. I'm getting the tarot. This is her. If you want to see, this card says tarot creator. And this is the lady. This is Elena McCune. McCune is spelled McCune. And I'm not sure why. But I also get the sun. Now, I'm just going to say, I think the tarot readers are going to find themselves revealing more about this with the sun. There's exposure. And I think it's also a way of saying they weren't wrong. There's clarity. I think that those of us that have a channel, it's going to be exploding. Because I think Elon is going to be in trouble. I think that more tarot readers will also see more clarity for the United States, more positivity once they get Elon in the, bagged. We have the Five of Wands. We have fighting going on. And I think this could be actual in the streets. That would not surprise me, unfortunately, at all. And yeah, that's Rudy Giuliani and I think Christie. And the Queen of Swords, Hillary. Yeah, I think these are the people that are going to resist, that are Trumpsters, and that resist Kamala. When I read, I see her as the Queen of Swords or Wands. This could also be a feminine figure that stirs up fighting, somebody possibly like MGT. Doesn't have to be Hillary because she's not, in office anymore. But I do get a woman, and she's very communicative. It does make me think of somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene with the air, the words, because she's always, I see this figure actually stirring up trouble. It could also be, regardless, it could also be people that are resistant to Kamala, if we look at the Queen of Swords more as her, but it could just be another feminine energy that is perhaps on the other side stirring up sentiment of unrest. We get walking away. This was General, I think, Kelly. And I get Biden. So I think Biden is preventing, I don't think this is Biden leaving at all, but I think it's Biden making them leave, making them walk away. I'll know more when I pull. I keep feeling like I'm just sliding down, y'all. Drives me crazy. Death. An end of manipulation. An end, maybe even of Putin and Trump. Death is next to them both. Biden might step down, might be the other thing, to allow Kamala in. This could be a possibility too in how we look at that. Let's just keep an open mind. I always find that's best. I'm not going to try, and nail it tight down, because I still feel like it's very fluid. And I think it's best to go with a little broader meaning here. I keep getting death. That's my stomach growling. I'm so sorry. I think this stands for the manipulation, this whole nonsense that's been going on with Putin. And this could also be problems, perhaps because of the KKK here and the rebel flag. It could be stirring up trouble in the South in areas that are supportive. But I also feel like there's going to be an end. Of him being a puppet. Of this whole effort on Putin's part to get him in power in a significant manner. It's going to end. And I'm shown the Four of Wands, which is America, the homeland, the home. It's more like the warmth of the country and love of it. And we get the King of Swords. We got Barack and Biden. I do feel like they'll be speaking. I also feel, though, because of the Magician and death, and we have Putin depicted as a manipulator and Trump as a little puppet, I often get Putin as the King of Swords. So I wonder if this isn't saying that Putin will be tied to the actions in our homeland that go on that could bring unrest. He's manipulating things in our nation. And maybe Barack will point that out. Maybe he'll be this chosen orator to speak to the nation about it. Maybe he and Biden. Because I do get Biden saying, kind of like, beat it. Out of here. We're getting leave. We're moving on. And I don't see it as anything else. Then we get the Seven of Pentacles and the Lovers. To me, this is involvement. Now, here they're showing Stephen King as a teacher. And it says, use red rum in a sentence. And here we have the Lovers. I feel like there's going to be racial work on racial harmony and education that will be coming to speak, to speak about this, that harmony that we're, though we're different, we're all one, so to speak. And I feel like there is something with that kind of a meaning that is going to be shared. And I think like through oratory. Yes, there's something about partnership again with the Two of Wands here and the Wright brothers and the Five of Cups. Speaking about, I think, loss. And look, we had the Civil War depicted on this card that brought loss. And the family, the division in families that were once very close, working on, I think, repairing that. How to. There could be civil lines, so to speak. I do kind of feel that with that Southern card, the death card and that something's going to go on in the Southern states that where he has support that is disruptive and violent. And it's going to bring loss. It could be that, it could even be that mixed race couples could be targeted. I don't know. I hope not. But there will be some kind of loss. And I do think, I don't think it's just figurative loss of life. I think there could actually be attacks and things like that. We get the Four of Pentacles. It's Turtle McConnell. The greedy greeter. Holding on. That's the greed. They're trying to keep Kamala from getting in. This is Kamala here, the Princess of Wands. To me, this is, we're trying to, the old fossils, these old dinosaurs trying to hold on the old white dude power. And it's like, it's her day, you turd. You can hold on as much as you want, but eventually you're going to have to let go, because the movement, the universe wants this person, their energy, her energy in, if you ask me. I'm getting a man that's going to go to prison with the Eight of Swords and the King of Pentacles. It could be Elon. It could be another money maker for Trump. Business person. I think they're going to try not to, but I think they're going to get in trouble. And I think this is some of the Republican Party that has just gotten away with all kinds of trouble. And out of greed. Now, we know that, like, on July 4th, back when Trump was president, they went to Russia. A bunch of these senators and stuff went to Russia and had a dinner. And Jill Stein was there, too. There's pictures of it. So this is them trying to keep her from getting in there, but they're not going to be able to do that. They're going to be arrested. They don't realize who they've messed with, because that legal part of her is just ready to go. It's ready to throw down. And they are not going to know what hit them. I get the Three of Cups and the Ace of Wands. There is going to be new action I see a lot of people celebrating, somebody being arrested. Some people might get carried away with that Ace of Wands, though. Gotta be careful. We're shown the Five of Pentacles. This is financial decline, showing like the Dust Bowl and the Depression. So I'm concerned about like economy. And we get a Princess of Swords. Okay, this is going to be not good. A decline for a woman, a younger woman, with this Princess card, because reading her deck, that's how it's described. So there's, I think, probably because of, oh, gosh darn, I'm blanking on her name as well. Mike Huckabee's daughter here. I think that this is a Republican woman. It may not necessarily be her, but Sarah, right? I think she's going to experience some sort of loss. Loss of power. Maybe she didn't win an elected, maybe she's somebody that didn't win that they said did. I wonder if there's anything like that. We're getting the card of the past with the, no, we're getting the card of help. And actually we've got Jimmy Carter on here and Habitat for Humanity, and this would be the positive aspect of help being given. Look, we're shown cruelty and I think deprivation of women and children, people that are vulnerable. But here we're being shown a card of compassion and help. And it comes along with the Nine of Pentacles. And this is a card typically of wealth. They've got Jane, oh, she did the with the apes, the gorillas, the study. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. This is a lot of money or a lot of connected money that's used for lifestyle. That was, ooh, that was donated for help. Meant to help somebody. Maybe someone's going to be caught out for that. A feminine figure that's misused funds, I think, in the Republican Party. It was supposed to go towards vulnerable, to help people. Or that's what they're going to say, and it doesn't. It goes right to finance their own lifestyle. It's not honest. Prince of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. I'm getting Ivanka. Brr. And the Prince of Pentacles shows Trump Jr., Donnie. This, of course, is Bush, Laura Bush. But this Queen of Cups, to me, is his sister, actually. And this would be, I think, their family and finances, activity, and money. Maybe it's the Trump family misusing donations. Nine of Cups, and the devil. Yes, for their own pleasure, for their own larger-than-life expenses for their family. And yes, that's you-know-who, Bar, not Bar, I'm sorry. I can't believe my brain today. Just absolute greed, just complete chaos. Let's see what they want to say about it. That Nine of Cups also shows smugness in this deception. They think it's funny. There's this cruelty that they find amusing. That's really sick. Okay. Sorry, guys. Hang on a moment. Okay. Yeah, it's Bannon, not Barr. And the white nationalist. Bannon has ties to white nationalist groups as well. I think probably most of those people on his team do. But this shows a grotesque abuse of, I feel like, finance or personal lifestyle. The greed is off the charts. And disorder. And it shows deception, I think, in connection to this election. With the fireworks and everything behind, it makes me feel like taking advantage of American trust to be honest in one's effort to be elected. And it's just twisting it all up. Their family. They're going to get the Hanged Man and this Nine of Swords. This is by putting America through, I think, that there is a delay. I think in maybe the inauguration, there's going to be a change. There's a great deal of anxiety and fear over martyrdom stuff also. Maybe that assassination business. Because it is Kennedy and it is showing Dallas and the American flag upside down. And over here we have a tornado. And these people are pretty anxious. Yeah, this has double. Like, here's the King of Cups. This is Bush as a painter. Okay. And then we have the Ten of Wands. So I'm shown a male adult energy. Probably more along the lines of Biden. But again, we've got people working super hard, and there's a lot of stress. And I feel like it would be on a lot of stress on Biden. Maybe he'll be threatened. Could be threats as well for not only Trump, but for Biden and Kamala. Makes people very nervous. There's the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Wands, though. I feel like this is support. We have Michelle Obama depicted as the Queen of Wands. For me, this is also my Kamala card. But whatever the case may be, we get a strong woman figure here that really pulls in support and help to those that are afraid. And, working hard overtime on this. There's so much support there. We get backstabbing here that's going to bring Trump down. People that have worked with him right now, just like in the past, Scaramucci here, beating the brakes off of, who was this guy? Was it Reince Priebus? I think so. And this card talks about them going in the alley and having a fight, and Scaramucci wins. But here we have the Trump Tower on fire. And we have backstabbing going on, bringing him down, bringing Trump's empire, so to speak, down. His thing is just going to be ruined. His name, everything. And people are going to talk that have been working in collusion with him. And they're going to throw each other under the bus, is what I get, and bring a tower. Now, this could bring a change in laws as well at some point. Here we have a decision that has to be made, and it's a very significant, difficult one. We have the Constitution down here. This is typically kind of a nod to the Second Amendment kind of thing. But it's also just any kind of coming to a crossroads. And we get the Six of Wands. A battle is won, and a winner is declared. So I think this means that a decision will be made about who's going to lead. And it's not going to be Trump. It could be that we're looking at another kind of decision with law about then who does what. But I believe that this will be decided upon in a formal fashion. Yes, we get the Ace of Swords. And we get the Four of Swords. So then there's going to be healing. That we've been through a lot, but we're going to make it. And the energy settles down a little bit. But I feel like we're going to see some out in the streets kind of stuff. We're going to, unfortunately, I think people could even lose lives. I really don't want that to happen. And dark justice ties back and has to be prosecuted and dealt with. This justice, she said, deals with corrupt justice. He's got his beer can. See his cans of beer? His favorite beer. Beer. Did you know he liked beer? Yeah. And here's the insurrection. So now we're looking at part, I think, of the law that's in place that's crooked getting corrected by that which is still able to override them in some fashion, but they have to act. And the Ten of Swords says this is a painful thing we have to go through. We can't avoid it. The only way is to go through it. So there's going to be some issues, I think, with the Supreme Court and fighting going on legally. But the emperor gets exposed. The moon. And the final card would be the Prince of Cups. This is the Phoenix. And I believe that it just shows with the moon and Trump that he is corrupt, that he is going to be exposed for that. And he is not going to be sitting in office telling anybody to do anything. I've also gotten cards that, like I've said, indicate that he could have a health crisis in some fashion, especially when he's not allowed to sit in power. Okay, so I'm gonna set this deck aside. And I'm just going to finish with, where is my, hold on a minute. I've got a few Lenormand decks. This one is the Omnito Madame Lenormand's Fleur, if you like it. All right. So I definitely don't see him becoming president, but I do see trouble. I do see on the streets and in the courts and within government, there's a great deal of disruption and fighting going on. But dirty justice and dirty business will be exposed, and it's connected to Trump and Putin. So what I want to ask is, will Kamala be president? Yes or no? Will she be eventually declared president due to the recount? Will Kamala be declared president due to a recount? Yes or no? Well, I'm getting Mountain. And that's an obstacle. It's going to take us a little longer. But key. So, this will be significant. There is something yet to transpire. We get the scythe. We have to, I think, go through loss, unfortunately, and letter. There's some kind of communication, maybe saying, actually, oh, I'm getting this now. Trump is going to have the mountain. He's going to have a delay, a hardship to get what he wants, which is the keys to the White House, so to speak, to get into power. Okay. And I'm getting some kind of, like, a letter that is of ending, that is harvested. It's where, you cut. The house and birds. Oh, there's going to be people just talking. A lot of social media activity in the nation. Neighbors, people, just your average person's out there. And I see that he gets removed with the scythe. He has to be removed first before she could have that claim. And it's not going to happen very quickly with the mountain and the key. I feel that there will be some sort of formal communication through a letter or document that talks about removal with the scythe, removing him from power. And this sets tongues wagging. There's a lot of chatter, a lot of commotion there in the nation. We get the snake. Snake has to be dealt with. And book. So knowledge. Legal facets to handle criminal activity, that snake, that underhandedness. Anchor. A woman trying to bring stabilization, and women trying to bring stable energy. And I do think women will. Women are the anchor in this case. You notice this woman's going headlong into a wind. So it's not an easy effort to deal with this snake. She's going out there to deal with the snake. Drop an anchor on its head. And that's probably going after Putin as well. Then we get the writer, where we're talking about messages, communication, and about the cross that we're enduring. Also, the trouble that this has caused other people that try to talk. We have the bear. It's a very strong power. We have the tower. Guys, our nation's going to totally change. It's going to have to. And it's going to have to rebuild. I see really a bad outbreak, I think, of disruption here. And those that are loyal, and the whip. Punishment. Maybe those that are loyal to Trump. Let me just, always want to, I always do this, set this down the wrong place, and then I can't find it. There it is. Just want to look at something on the whip. Okay, so the bear is like courage, resilience, strength, right? And the tower. During disruption, we have to be strong. But there's also, it's a very strong disruption. Disputes and conflicts. So I see fighting between people, I think, that are loyal to Trump and people that are loyal to America. Clarifying long-standing questions in the meaning of romance, but that's not this about. It can be loss of profit, partners, trust of colleagues. Definitely loss of trust, but this is quarrels, defending one's boundaries. I think that if they, and I think they are going to say, nope, this election was not valid. And that's going to just make the crap hit the fan in a really powerful way, where people, I think, are confronting each other, unfortunately. Ship is travel, and this would be like people that might have money as well. This is usually like wealth with the fish and the ship, money overseas, money from foreign factors, foreign wealth, moving money also. I think people will be arguing. Unfortunately, expect it. We get the fox in the crossroads. He's going to be caught, and there's going to be no way to, well, he'll deny it, but he's just not going to get away with it. And it comes to that crossroad of do something, government, do what you're supposed to do. And I get the coffin and child. So there is an ending. And maybe a new beginning here with the child. Excuse me. The heart and the sun. So things will eventually heal. But we have some stuff that we'll be dealing with in the meantime. Lily and Bouquet. This is good. Ring and star. And eventually, you know, there's going to be the commitment. There is hopefulness, inspiration for a lot of people to move forward in wisdom And I think in kindness, in beauty, in positivity, away from the hate, the haterade. Okay. Mouse and tree. Again, I think there could be something that comes up with his health. And it could be something that's genetic. I feel like I'm being warned about that. Clover and the garden. And then things will eventually, I think, get better in the future with people. I also feel like this would be stock market for some reason. Starts to look up. But I think it's going to be like bouncy while this is going on to remove him. And I think a lot of people be confused with the clouds and with misinformation. But we have the stork. So they're going to have to, that's going to have to be shown for what it is. And again, man A, and we get moon. Again, and last time I got Trump. So I think it's just about finding out, it'll come out that he's cheated. And it's going to bring violence. And people are going to put hands on each other. Eventually it'll calm down. But we're going to go through some dark times, and just know that, and be careful. And I would say be mindful of confronting people in public about politics and stuff. Stay well away from that, because there's some people out there that are going to take matters into their own hands and go too far. And that's unfortunate. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Boy, this is a long one. I don't know if anybody's going to want to listen to this. But the long short of it is, he's not going to be able to hold that office. He's going to be taken out. And I think suffer a health crisis. And I think people are going to be very, very antagonistic in the streets. So that's what I'm getting for so far. I still think there's some movement there, but in general, this guy's not going to be president. Okay. If you appreciate long or even shorter readings, please give me a thumbs up for my time today and my effort. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next live or video. Thanks, guys. Take care.